Hey, good evening, everyone. Hope that you are having a blessed evening. The first weekend of the first weekend of the new year is pretty much over. We're getting ready to enter into our first full week of the new year, 2021, and that's gonna be interesting when we have to type paper, type a paper or write the date. Gotta remember to put a one after that too, and yeah, it's crazy how this is it, how everything has turned out. Watching the ball drop in New York City, and to see no one out there cheering and screaming and yelling in the cold for the first time ever. That was surreal, and to see all the performances that usually are happening in other parts of the country, to see no one out there was also interesting. But that's what we're dealing with right now. We have over 360 some odd days left in this year, so we'll see. We'll see how everything turns out, how everything works itself out, and go from there. It's very interesting how now when you go out in public, everyone has a mask on now, right? And I'm not sure why people are uncomfortable with that, because all of us wear disguises. It's just now we're actually able to do it and make it is actually okay to do. But I'm not coming out here to talk about that. I want to talk about marriage and social media. And a lot of people, social media is definitely a part of our world. And for some, it is their world. Social media is their playground. Some people use it to vent. Some people use it to they use it to I don't know, to release stress. So many people use it for different reasons. But when you look at when you put the two together, marriage and social media, or even relationships in social media, it can be a very unique mix. And a lot of people say it can't mix, which I don't agree with, because a lot of people are not aware of how my wife and I met, but we met through social media. We met through Instagram, of all platforms, right? Facebook is the one platform. You know, um, I can definitely say that it wasn't what we expected, but nonetheless, we met up that way. And hey, this year, Lord willing, in April, we'll celebrate our 2 year anniversary. And, that's a blessing in its own right. But, when we first met through social media and we became more familiar with each other on Facebook, and it was funny how people responded and how they were acting. And then when we officially put it out there that we were more than just an association or a friendship, people, really started to try and come through and distort or abuse our relationship. And I've learned, I said this after we first got married, that I felt like we was in a protective bubble, a bubble covered and sealed by God. I didn't feel like I felt safe. I felt in some ways invincible. But I realized nothing can infiltrate your marriage unless you allow it to. No one, nothing or no one can infiltrate your marriage. I mean, every marriage is going to have its issue. Every marriage is going to have its struggles, its problems. We have ours. Trust me, ain't nothing perfect in it. And we're still growing and learning, not just each other, but we're learning who we are in this process of our marriage. And it's still early. So, there's a lot to learn about each other still. But the one thing we're not doing is we're not allowing others to negatively impact what we have. We're not allowing others to negatively distort or destroy what we have, because that's what people do. When I look at social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, people are continuously going in there, especially when it comes to these groups. Facebook is big with that when it comes to groups. And see, the cool thing is I can talk about Facebook like that and they can't block this. Facebook, that platform, opens a lot of doors that do not need to be discovered or don't even need to be infiltrated. But it does. And people, and I'm not saying Facebook is to blame for this. People are people. It's a decision everyone makes. It's no different than with my wife and I. I could choose to go into Facebook and then go into a Facebook group, and I can decide to cheat. I can decide to flirt and all those kind of things. My wife can do the same thing, and neither one of us would ever know it. I mean, eventually it will come out, more than likely. But the point is, we could do that if that's what we wanted to do, which would go back to the reason why did we ever get married to begin with. And I really believe that people not really sure or understand what initially made them decide to get together. And I do believe that social media has a way of exposing that form of the truth. It makes people, my ring is getting loose. I've been on this keto diet, so losing inches and losing weight, and my fingers are losing fat, I guess. I have to resize it, I guess. But a lot of people are not really aware of really what motivated them to be married, because what motivated you to get married should be motivational enough to keep your marriage and to make you want that marriage to grow and to continuously prosper. You would think that would be a good, strong case. But a lot of people don't look at it that way. A lot of people don't see it that way. And it's severely unfortunate that these kind of things are happening. So, my thing is, your marriage, your relationship is going to be as strong as you desire it to be. Will different tests come? Of course they're going to come. They're going to come in waves. They're going to come in the most, sometimes they come as easy as someone saying, oh, I thought this, I thought that, or trying to make up stuff about you, or someone trying to lie, or whatever. That happens. That's the easy one. But you have the ones where they catch you off guard. Matter of fact, this afternoon, my wife and I was talking to a mutual friend, and she informed us that people were coming to her saying, hey, are you and Dante, are y'all talking? And she's like, are you serious? His wife and I are friends, and he's my friend. What's the problem? And it made me laugh. I'm like, are you serious? She was like, I wasn't even going to tell y'all this. And I'm just like, it ain't surprising. It's just the way people operate. People being people. But I can appreciate her having enough maturity to not allow that to distort her friendship with us. That's my thing. And I just sit back and I just shook my head. I just said, it is what it is. You can't control other people's perceptions or other people's speculations. You can't control that stuff. You can only control what you can control, which is you. Only you can control yourself. No one else can. And is that going to stop my wife and I friendship with this woman? No, it won't. It never will stop. That's the thing. So, but we chalked it up to one of those things, because when we got off the phone with her, we were still running some errands. And, we talked about it. We just laughed and said, that's just people being people. And we was on the same page with that one. It was just one of those, we looked at each other and it was just like, just people being people. Pay it no mind. Keep it pushing, keep it moving. And that's exactly what we did. So my thing is, some people think that I have 2 wedding bands on. I don't. This is my wedding band. This is just my ring. It's kind of like a mood ring. I like it. So I keep it. I've had it now for what I think almost as long as I've had my wedding band. It's kind of funny. And I tried to put this one on this one. Didn't feel right. So, as I was saying, you know, understand your marriage, but the biggest thing is to trust your marriage and pray over your marriage. That is the biggest deal. You have to pray over your marriage. You have to believe in it and know that it is real and thank God for it every single day. Challenges are going to come in many ways, and they're going to come from some of the most unexpected sources. Trust me. I mean, like I said, my wife and I have only been married now for almost 2 years in April. Now, we've been in our relationship since September 2017. So we've been in our relationship for a little over 3 years. But I'm pretty sure we haven't seen it all. I doubt we have. And the thing that we know is that regardless of what tries to come against it, nothing can penetrate it unless we allow it to. And that includes social media. So that's all I really have this evening. I hope and pray that, 2020 was rough for a lot of us. A lot of us have been impacted severely in some ways. It's for the rest of our lives. I mean, it's not just the whole coronavirus that's affecting us. There's other things that's going on, and I definitely have had my fair share of some hardship and some tough times. And it comes with the territory, right? And I'm just staying prayed up and just knowing and believing that no matter, just knowing that no matter what happens, that God is still on the throne and He still has my back. He still covers my family and I, and I'm good with that. So this is my YouTube video. I'm going to be putting out a lot more. I'm going to be more frequent with it. I'm going to be more consistent with it and go from there. So this has been Talk with D. I pray that you have a blessed evening, have a blessed week, and I'll talk to you soon. You take care.